Hey guys, it's me, Evie. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so below. Click that subscribe button. I'm so glad you are here. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you 5 tips for getting kids to listen without yelling, threatening, or bribing. Okay, let's jump in. So if you're anything like most parents, most of us come into our parenting journey with a lot of really ineffective skills, like yelling and criticism and nagging and bribing and threatening, and the list goes on. So the problem with these skills, yeah, I call them skills, but they're not really skills. They're ineffective, right? They're ineffective communication tactics and tools. They're just not effective. They don't give us the results that we really want when it comes to getting our kids to listen and cooperate. And there are very specific reasons why children don't listen to us and why they tune us out. So today, I'm just going to be going over the five things you can do starting now to get your kids to listen to you more often. The first thing is really important. It's eye contact. Okay, so kids often actually hear us through their eyes. So if they're not looking at you, they're probably not listening to you. So use this to your advantage. This is especially true for young children, ages 2 to 6, especially true. So make sure that when you are giving a direction or asking them a question or trying to engage them, that they're looking at you. And make sure you're looking at them too. So if you're sitting there scrolling on your phone and your child's trying to talk to you, what message do you think is happening in that interaction? So just keep that in mind. If you want your child to be paying attention to you, it's important that you lay that foundation first. So make sure you're getting down on their level. You're looking at them in the eyes. You're letting them know, hey, I see you. I see you. I got you. Like we're on the same team here, and I need you to, whatever the thing is. Get ready for the bath. We're headed out the door and whatnot. Okay, so the second tip is stop the distractions. It doesn't matter what the distraction is. If it's a screen, just simply, gently and calmly ask your child to pause their screen and look at you. Okay. So stop the distractions. That can be playing with Legos, that can be playing with Play Doh, whatever is going on in their world and they're immersed in it. It could be a conversation on a phone, whatever it is. Just ask them to pause what they're doing and then get that eye contact. So much of the time, parents come to me and they're frustrated because they're trying to get out the door in the morning with the kids and they're barking orders, get your shoes, get your backpack, get your lunchbox, all of this stuff, and the kids are just tuning them out. So what's really going on in that situation? Okay, do you remember the first one, if there's no eye contact, the kid is probably tuning you out. So don't even bother. Just save yourself some time. Don't even bother communicating with your kiddo when you want them to listen to you if they're not looking at you. So just make sure. And it's not this harsh, critical, look into my eyes. It's not like that. It's like, hey, buddy, like I'm right here. We need to get going. Or do you know where your shoes are? Can I help you find your shoes? It's this team effort. You and your child are on the same team. You're working together towards a common goal. Which is probably different than maybe what you grew up with. And that's why I'm here, because the way most of us grew up in any kind of dysfunctional home or traditional parenting home, we were not taught the life skills that we really need to be the best version of ourselves. So stop the distractions is the second tip. And again, it's gentle, it's kind, but firm. So it's, hey, Johnny, would you mind pausing your game so I can talk to you for a second? I do this all the time with my kids, and I know that they're listening to me because they're looking at me and they're not distracted with whatever they're playing with in that moment. The third tip is use touch. So, touch, studies show that touch, even just like a pat on the back, a high five, walking through the room, high fiving your child, all of those things, they increase serotonin and all of the feel good hormones in our bodies. And at our core, what we all want most is to be seen, heard, and understood. So, this one simple thing of using touch, you can use it just to make yourself as a parent more empowered and more effective. And in doing that, you're going to be passing that on to your child, and they're going to feel that from you. So it can just be a gentle, a gentle rub on the back while you're passing by in the hall, or a high five through the kitchen. It can be anything like that. And especially if you're starting to get frustrated with your kiddo, especially, toddlers and preschoolers at that age, because that's a very tender age, is to use touch. If you're starting to feel yourself get frustrated, instead of, again, barking orders from across the room, do the exact opposite of what you've been doing. Go up, gently rub their back, and be like, hey, it's time to get on your shoes. Can I help you find them? Or it's time to get ready for bed. Do you want to brush your teeth first, or do you want to, um, you know, put on your pajamas first? So you're just gently guiding them. You're not using this very harsh critical tone to get them to cooperate. Because most of us, like, if you think about a teacher you may have had, or a boss you may have had that was very stern and rigid and not warm at all, if that's your parenting style, your child is going to feel that, and they are probably going to feel a bit of rejection, and like you aren't safe to be vulnerable with. And so this is a really great way to switch that around. And maybe you didn't have a lot of positive affirmation and touch as a child. Maybe your parents weren't very, very affectionate with you. So this is a really great opportunity to change that for your own children, to give them something that you didn't have as a child. And to use lots of hugs and snuggles and cuddles when it makes sense and when it's appropriate. Okay, so the fourth tip is ask questions. To be really curious and to seek out, different ways to communicate with your kiddos, instead of just barking orders about, okay, it's time to brush your teeth and you need to get your pajamas on and get in the shower and like all of these things. You can ask curiosity questions, like, for instance, okay, would you like to, and then you give them a choice, would you like to take a shower first or brush your teeth first? Or you can ask curiosity questions in a different way, so that you're asking kind of like, what, like you're asking for them to come up with the answer in their own head, because you're showing that they're fully capable, and this will increase their confidence. So instead of, it's time to put your shoes on and get to school, it can be, what do you need to put on your feet so that your feet don't get dirty or hurt? So you're asking questions that invite your child to come up with the answer. And when we do that, it kind of takes away the power struggle, because you're showing your child that you are confident that they have the answer. And you're also showing confidence that they can figure it out, and that they know what the next thing to do is. So again, it's just, language is so powerful. And when we're not using effective language, we usually feel it, we usually know it. And, there's low self esteem, negative self talk, all sorts of things that happen as parents when we are engaging our children in a kind of negative way, or in an ineffective way, because it doesn't work. That's the thing here, too, is we have to look at what works and what doesn't work. And when we're using tools that are fruitless, that get us nowhere, it's time to try different tools. It's time to try a different way of parenting. And that's why I'm here. So the fifth tip here is really powerful. And instead of yelling all the time, you can whisper your instructions. So I'm so curious, when I whispered the instructions like that, did you actually lean in? Did you lean in? That is what we intuitively do, because whispering invites the other person who's listening to want to know what you said. So this is a very simple, little trick, I guess you could say, to get kids to hear you. Because here's the truth about yelling. When we yell, we silence our message. Okay. So the more you yell, the more it's just noise and nobody is listening. And your children, when they yell at you, it's because they're not feeling heard. And it's the same thing with us. So if you think about two people communicating, whether it's, spouses or a child and a parent, if one person is yelling, it's most likely because they're not feeling heard from the other person. And then what's the other person going to do? They're going to start raising their voice too, because they're trying to feel heard too for their side. So to just completely bypass that whole scene, you can do the exact opposite of what you naturally want to do when you want to be heard. Okay. So it takes practice, but I have faith that you can do it. Okay. So if I can do it, I was a huge hot mess several years ago. If I can do it and change my ways, you can do it. Believe me. So whisper, whisper your instructions. And this can be so much more powerful if you use them together. So if you use, the eye contact, a hand on the back, whispering into their ear, use all of those things, use the touch and all of those things, you will be so much more effective as a parent just with these 5 tools. And you can start implementing them today. So that brings us to a close for this video. I have another video that I'm going to be doing on positive discipline tools. I'm so excited to be sharing some of these tools with you because they are so incredibly powerful. They are the most powerful tools that I have implemented in my life, and my household has been completely transformed. And I want that for your household as well. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye bye.